I turned 61 yesterday, and so I want to share 10 things that I have learned over the last 61 years that I think you might be interested in. The first one is health is your foundation. Prioritize your physical and your mental health because without it, everything else is harder. The second one is if you're given the opportunity, choose experiences over unnecessary possessions. When the end is near, you can't take your possessions with you, but experiences are with you forever. The third thing is talk less and listen more. When you truly listen, that's when you really learn and deepen your relationships. Number 4, your biggest mistakes are when you ignore your instincts. Your instincts are going to tell you what your mind has not figured out yet. So the body will send off alarms. Listen, always listen. Number 5, always live below your means. People who live below their means establish a peace of mind. They can create an emergency fund, and they're able to ride out some of the economy's ups and downs. Number 6, time is one of your most valuable assets, so use it wisely. It waits for no one, and once it's gone, it's gone. You can't get it back. Number 7, practice gratitude. People who don't practice gratitude, they live their lives in a constant state of wanting more, needing more, chasing more. And they never enjoy what they actually have. They never appreciate what they actually have. Learn how to practice gratitude. Number 8, be kind. Always be kind. And if you're struggling with being kind, go back to number 1 and start working on your mental health. Number 9, always take responsibility for your own actions. Nobody has to tell you when you've done something wrong. Own it, apologize, and then don't do it again. Repeated behavior is not an apology. And then the last one is never be afraid to start over. I've started over several times. Life is very unpredictable. You don't know what's ahead of you, but one thing you can do is you can always start over. You can always reinvent yourself. So don't be afraid because life's too short for that. All right, love y'all. Bye.
Older women reveal the 10 habits that quietly change their lives. Have you ever noticed that the happiest women in the room usually aren't the loudest? They're not chasing attention. They're not trying to prove anything. And somehow, life just seems to flow for them. That's because real transformation rarely arrives with fireworks. It sneaks in through tiny habits, repeated every single day. Today, we're sharing 10 habits older women say quietly change their lives forever. And trust me, some of these are so simple, you'll wonder why nobody told you sooner.
I just turned 40, and here are my best life lessons I learned in my 30s. We'll get into skincare, life, relationships. We're going to start with number 1, probably the best piece of advice I learned, and it took me a decade to learn. Peace is priceless over passion. I promise you. I learned this because I was dating this guy last summer, and he was constantly just triggering my anxious attachment and nervous system. And I'd be through an airport or when I'd be on a plane for hours, I'd just be thinking about it, rereading our texts. We broke up, and then since then, I laugh when I travel, and I'm like, wow, this plane ride is just so peaceful. I'm not thinking and going over this shit. And I just realized that peace is truly a better feeling. 2, becoming yourself is actually a lot quieter and slower. It's a process where you start just making these little micro movements, and then you look back and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, I think I know who I am now. But it's not just I know who I am. Literally no way to be in the moment and to feel like you know who you are. It's just a reflection of all these little things that happen to you. Your career can really start mid to late 30s, not in the beginning of your 30s. Being bold and adventurous at 30 is actually the ideal time. It's not too late. I moved to New York by myself, single at 30. My whole life started because of that decision. But being bold at 30, I think is really a good time to just do something crazy. Move to a new city. Get out of a relationship you're not happy with. Find a new friend group if you're not happy. Be bold because you're still so young. Piggybacking on that, number 4, if you do not believe in yourself, you will be stuck at the end of the decade regretting it, okay? I have a friend that didn't believe in herself, never made big, bold decisions, never moved away. And at the end of her 30s, I do not think she was where she wanted to be. But being where you want to be sometimes takes very bold, scary decisions. And when you're 30, you can always redo a lot of it. But be bold, because you're going to regret at the end of the decade if you don't. Trust the detour. It will always lead you into the direction you're supposed to go. Always aim to make your own money. Do not depend on a relationship or your family, even people that have it set for their family. I have seen so many issues where then all of a sudden it wasn't. So never depend on that. This one took me a while, but say yes to activities that are going to propel you forward, and don't just party. My mid to late 30s, I started saying no a lot more because I wanted to feel good on a Saturday morning and I wanted to be productive during the weekend. Weird, because before I was like, let's make mac and cheese and just watch TV all day. Stop being a yes woman. Piggybacking on that, drinking is overrated every weekend. It's not a good look, so are drugs. Controversial, but meeting timelines and having kids at 30 is a lot more sacrificial than you think. You will never regret waiting an extra few years to have those years to yourself. And I can ask almost every friend. Most of my friends are in their late 30s, early 40s, and they all wish that they just had a little bit more time to themselves. So if you're not meeting the timelines that you wanted to, it's okay, because your future you is thanking you. Do the beauty things that make you happy, but always keep it natural. You want people to barely detect it. Lastly, surround yourself by friends that lift you up and that you respect, that you look up to, that you feel like-minded. Not just the friends that feel easy, that you've known forever. Push yourself to go find people that are like-minded and in a position like you. It will help you grow and your energy levels will raise, meeting other people that are at your energy. Doing this, doors will open up, and I think you'll feel more happy and secure with yourself and in your timeline. What do you think? What's your favorite one? And what did I miss?
Number one, they protected their peace. One woman said the greatest upgrade in her life wasn't a bigger house or a better job. It was learning that peace is worth more than constant excitement. If every conversation feels like an emotional roller coaster, maybe the ride isn't worth the ticket. Your nervous system deserves a vacation too. Number two, they stopped trying to impress everyone. Here's something funny. The older you get, the less interested you become in winning arguments with strangers. Because honestly, nobody has ever changed their life after reading a heated Facebook comment. Quiet confidence says, I don't need everyone to clap. I just need to sleep well tonight. Number three, they took care of their health before it became an emergency. Walking, stretching, drinking water, sleeping enough. None of it sounds exciting. But neither does reading hospital paperwork. Future you is quietly cheering every healthy choice you make today. Number four, they became comfortable saying one tiny word, no.
There's something I've done that's changed my life, and I want to share it with you. And it doesn't cost anything. It's completely free, and it will forever change you if you let it. So there's something that I do. You constantly see me walking. They're called God walks. And you can call it a source walk, a universe walk, whatever works for you. It's not about that, but it's time with you. And so if you wake up with a barrage of negative thoughts, here's a sequence of what I do that before you know it, you will be done 45 minutes or an hour and sitting there going, wait, I'm not done. I want more. So I break it into this. First, you're going to open up ChatGPT or Claude or whichever one that you use, and you're going to title the project God Walks. And you're actually going to tell it, I want you only to document my ahas and guidance from my higher self, my manifestations and my gratitudes, and put a date and time around the things that the day that I'm recording this, right? And so then what you're going to do is dictation, usually the voice note, you can put it on and talk for 10 minutes and then it will readjust. So now you know you're done, right? Because if you're like me in a verbal processor, you can keep going. Here's the thing though. This is the magic. Okay. So stay tuned till the end. This is the magic. You're going to start off 10 minutes. So if you woke up with a barrage of negative thoughts, instead of sitting in overanalysis and paralysis or how do I get out of feeling this way, I just want you to get up and go. Put your shoes on and you're going to talk for 10 minutes and do a full-blown mind dump. You're going to get it all out. You're going to put your AirPods in or whatever you wear or nothing and just talk out loud. Who cares if people think you're crazy, and just get it all out. We want to empty the trash. We want to get it out of your head so that you have a clear slate to start your day. Then you're going to do 10 minutes of truly why you're proud of you. all the reasons why you're proud of yourself. And you're going to go on for 10 minutes and you're going to want to stop after 2, especially if this is new for you. Don't. That's where the magic lies. Then you're going to do 10 minutes of gratitude. And then you're going to go into 10 minutes of the things that you want to manifest, the things that you're calling in, but you're going to do it from the I'm so happy and grateful that it's already done energy. And you are going to then give thanks with each one that it's done and that it came to you. Thank you so much for the money that came. Thank you for the love that's here. Thank you for the best results with my health. Thank you for this. And you're going to do it and amp up your energy while you're moving as if it is already done, and give thanks. And trust me, by the end of this 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour, you can do it as long as you want. You will want to keep going. You will feel amazing and you will feel so aligned and inspired. And I really want to invite you, either do this to start your morning or end your morning, or end your day, or both. Let me know how it goes. Comment God Walks if you want my exact
first,
formula.
It feels uncomfortable. Then it becomes absolutely magical, because every no to something draining is a yes to something that actually matters. Number 5, they chose consistency over perfection. Forget the perfect morning routine. Forget waiting until Monday. Successful women don't ask, am I motivated? They simply ask, what's the next small step? Tiny actions, repeated long enough, become extraordinary results. Number 6, they protected their mind. Not every headline deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Some women said limiting negativity changed their lives more than any self-help book ever did. Turns out, peace is hard to hear when your phone never stops shouting. Number 7, they invested in themselves first, learning new skills, reading, trying new hobbies, traveling, even taking a walk alone. The best investment wasn't always financial. It was becoming someone they genuinely enjoyed spending time with.
I turned 60 this year, and here are a few things I'd like to share. Movement is imperative. This includes bending, reaching, doing housework, gardening, taking the garbage out, doing the things. Because if you don't move it, trust me, you're going to lose it. 100% hydration is your best friend. Hydrate frequently, hydrate throughout the day, and watch what a difference it makes, not only for your level of energy, but for your skin. Ladies, when it comes to makeup, I'm a firm believer less is more. The older we get, the less we need. Learn to embrace the ordinary. Life doesn't have to be spectacular every second. So keep moving, keep hydrating, keep filling yourself with gratitude, and lay off on too much of the heavy makeup. You can thank me later.
5 habits that changed my life after 50. I know it sounds dramatic, but it really did. Number 1, walking 10,000 steps every day. This one habit has transformed my energy and my mood. It's one of my favorite parts of my day. Number 2, I drink water first thing when I wake up. I drink 20 to 30 ounces before I drink coffee. It kickstarts my metabolism. Number 3, this is the big one. I read the Bible every morning. This centers me and sets a peaceful tone for my day. Before, I write down 3 things I am grateful for and I journal. This shifted my mindset from what's wrong to what's right. Number 5, I put my phone away 1 hour before bed, and I also don't touch it in the morning when I wake up. This improved my mood and sleep more than anything else. These tiny changes made the biggest impact. Save this and try one habit this week. Which one are you going to start with?
Hi, Goddess. So, since you guys love part 1, we're going to do part 2 of 10 hidden micro habits of women who quietly get what they want, everything they want. So, sit down. If you watched part 1, part 2 is where we get uncomfortable. Habit number 1, she does not answer immediately when she feels emotional. And not to play games, but because emotional responses create permanent consequences. She lets herself return to neutral first. When you do this, you're teaching and reprogramming yourself to respond from clarity and not from adrenaline. Micro habit number 2. She watches effort and patterns not intense moments. Anyone can be amazing for one night, one weekend, one phase, 6 months, 1 year. But you, goddess, you watch consistency because you trust patterns over chemistry. Micro habit number 3. She doesn't try to convince people of her value. And this is a crucial micro habit to master. She doesn't overperform to be chosen, and she doesn't overprove. If someone can't see it, she mentally releases them. Remember, goddess, allow perception to filter people out. Okay, it's not your job to convince people of your value. It's to just determine it's just misaligned. It's just not a match, baby. Micro habit number 4. She notices after she feels after interactions, not just during. Does she feel calm? Does she feel anxious? Does she feel drained? Does she feel confused? Her body tells her before she admits it. And the habit when you do this that you're forming is more self-trust. Trusting yourself post-interaction energy. Habit number 5. She does not over-customize herself to fit someone. She doesn't suddenly change her whole schedule, her personality, her standards. She stays anchored because she lets alignment happen naturally. Micro habit number 6. She allows people the space to miss her because she understands that scarcity creates value, and the less access people have to you, the more they value you. It's a human psychology. She doesn't maintain constant access. She has her own routines, her own world, her own hobbies. When you're doing this, you're teaching yourself to not over maintain connections. Remember, goddess, absence creates clarity. Habit number 7. She does not reveal everything at once. Not secrets, just layers, because people value what unfolds over time. They feel like, oh my God, I still have more of her to meet. It's intriguing. It makes them want to come to you more because they're intrigued rather like, oh, I know everything already. Boring. I know how this movie's going to end. You know what I mean? It kills the mystery. Remember, goddess, always let people earn deeper access because it is a privilege to get to know you, to get to know the depths of your soul. That is a privilege that not everyone needs to have or know. And it makes the people that are in your life more special knowing you, like the ones that know certain thing about you that nobody else knows. It makes them feel a little more special. Habit number 8. She pays attention to what people do when she pulls back slightly. Not dramatically, just naturally. This reveals real investment. Remember, goddess, you must observe pursuit without forcing it. Habit number 9. She does not chase closure. This is advanced and requires a lot of emotional intelligence, self-trust, self-leadership, and sovereignty. If something ends unclear, she still moves forward and she gives herself the closure that she needs, and she still moves on. She doesn't need mutual understanding to move on, and this is extremely powerful. Habit number 10. She adjusts quietly instead of announcing boundaries repeatedly. You don't announce boundaries, you embody them in action. You don't need to announce what you are. You are what you are. She stops explaining, she stops arguing, she simply changes her availability. Remember, goddess, behavior replaces explanation. What's understood does not have to be explained. These habits are quiet, but they change everything. Because the woman who trusts herself moves differently. And remember, you don't become her overnight. You become her through micro shifts repeated daily. I hope this video helped. I hope it gave you clarity. And if you need a reset, it's time for you to reset. The link is in my bio. Grab it. It's going to help you implement these micro habits. I love you and bye.
People ask me all the time how I became so disciplined. Like I woke up one day and suddenly had my life all together. That's not the case. I didn't. There was definitely one habit I feel changed everything for me, which is my morning routine. That protected time before the house is up and anybody needs me. Before this, I was very reactive. I would wake up, grab my phone, start responding to everyone else's needs before I even had my first sip of coffee. When I started protecting that time in the morning, just for me, I feel like everything started to shift. I wake up, I have my water, I drink coffee, I have time to journal, I set my top 3 priorities for the day, I do my Bible study, I meditate, I work out, all before anyone else is awake. That time is where I reconnect with myself. It is my favorite time of the day. Now, I'm not saying it has to be 5 a.m. like mine. The magic isn't the time, it's in having that time to do your non-negotiables and showing up every single day and proving to yourself that you're committed, that you respect yourself enough to honor that time. Here's what nobody tells you. Your discipline isn't about willpower. It's about creating one non-negotiable habit that makes every other decision easier. And for me, that's my morning routine. So if you're struggling with discipline, you don't need to overhaul everything. You just need one habit that anchors everything else. So what's your habit going to be? Drop it in the comments. I would love to know.
You will get to a point of your healing journey, your growth journey, your elevation journey, where you will have to start making different decisions, moving differently, living differently, or nothing changes. These are 10 life changes, decisions, upgrades that I made that completely changed the trajectory of my life. Number 1, I deprioritized dating. I took all of that energy and put it into myself, dating myself, getting to know myself, learning to love myself, and built such a foundation that no one can ever take away from me. Number 2, I changed careers. And because of that decision, I now have a completely different life. Where I live, type of work I do, the schedule I have, the flexibility I have. Number 3, taking my self-care seriously, building rituals, daily habits, from walks to journaling to skincare to treating my TMJ. Number 4, I increased my income. I learned about personal finance and got to organizing my money. Number 5, I got organized, having a planning routine, an organization routine for my resets, my workouts, my meal planning. Number 6, getting intentional about my environment. From what I was feeding my mind, the conversations I was engaging in, my social media feed, to fine-tuning my social circle. Number 7, learning a lot. Reading, listening to podcasts, talking to people, following certain pages. Number 8, prioritizing traveling. I never got to go on vacations as a child, so not only was it healing my inner child, but it exposed me to so much and helped me feel excited about life again. Number 9, showing up as the woman I was becoming. That's a phase I am still in. As I was becoming different, I wanted my environment, the way I look, and things of that nature to start matching that. And number 10, trying new things, new activities, new places, new hobbies. My name's Aisha, and if this is your first time seeing my face, I share a lot about my growth journey, things that have helped me, lessons, and just everything I've learned. And if this was helpful, make sure you follow for more.
Here's some brutally honest advice for women that want to be ridiculously successful that I would have killed to know like 5 years ago. 1, your credit score is no joke. You can make all the money in the world, but if you don't prioritize building credit, you will get screwed eventually. 2, the difference between people who are truly successful and who stay mediocre is not who's the hardest working, is not who's the smartest, isn't who's the most attractive, it's who can be the most consistent. You will outpace and beat everyone around you if you can beat them in one category, and that is consistency. 3, the fact that you're pretty is the least interesting thing about you, but your beauty is a skill and an asset. People will like you more and respect you more if you prioritize your appearance. Beauty is not a result of who was born the most naturally beautiful. It's a product of ritualized habits and routine and treating being beautiful as a hobby. Or the smartest person in the room is the one that knows that he knows nothing. The most useful classroom you will ever have access to is the world around you. Treat curiosity like a religion. Don't be afraid to use your resources and ask as many people as many questions as possible. Never let your desire to appear intelligent get in the way of building your true intelligence. 5, the greatest weapon you will ever have access to is a controlled mind. You either control your mind or it controls you. Especially as a woman, the most powerful thing you can be is really in control of your emotions. As a woman, you have access to more emotions and feeling things deeper than men do most of the time. You can use that to your advantage by never repressing how you feel, learning how to navigate and process them in a way that serves you. 6, do what you love and the money will follow. You will get where you want to go 10 times faster if you just play to your strengths, but you're so busy trying to prove to everyone else that you're good at things that you're not good at. It doesn't matter how dynamic you are, how good you are at a million different things. Everyone has one thing that they are built to do. Do that. 7, build it and they will come. So many people fall victim to the paralysis of analysis. Do not focus on making something perfect. You have to make it exist first. Sitting on ideas and not taking action and stagnation because you're trying to make it perfect is going to hold you back 10 times more than if you would just start and make it perfect later. 8, you need to be sleeping 8 to 9 hours a night. I don't care what hustle culture says, you not sleeping or getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning or not going to bed till 2 a.m. is just making you dumber and uglier. Prioritize your sleep. It is so important. 9, the most draining thing you will ever do is take things personally. Do everything you can to be relentless and not taking anything personally. Don't let anyone else's mood affect your own. Stay empathetic, of course, but if someone's in a bad mood and you're not, don't take that on. You stay unwavering in your energy, in your mood, in your personality. Don't let anyone else influence that. Remain empathetic, but don't take it on. 10, addiction to saving money and addiction to spending money are just as detrimental in the end. Spend some time developing a healthy relationship with money and respecting money. Find the balance between being generous and giving and enjoying your life, being responsible and frugal when you need to be. You're welcome.
If you're a midlife woman in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, there are 3 habits that's keeping you broke and overwhelmed. Listen up. 1 is overthinking instead of deciding. 2 is people pleasing instead of boundary setting. And 3 is waiting for perfection instead of moving. See, you overthink every decision until the opportunity finally passes you. You say yes to everyone else, but have no energy left for your own dreams. And again, you wait for everything to be perfect and never move. Now, I want you to understand one thing. These are not character flaws. They're learned habits that you have. Habits that actually kept you safe when you were younger, but now they're keeping you stuck. See, when you learn how to replace overthinking with fast decisions, people pleasing with boundaries, and perfectionism with action, your life transforms. Your income grows. The overwhelm lifts up. And
stop trying to fix your whole life at once. You don't wake up every morning and try to fix 50 things. When you do that, and I did that, I used to fail at all 50 and think there was something wrong with me. I used to try to diagnose myself with things because there's no way, how could I fail at all 50? When you start 50 tasks at once, I'm pretty sure you can't finish them all. And then your brain gets overloaded, and that's why you can't level up to the next level. So here's my suggestion, and here's what actually works. Focus on one thing at a time. I focused on drinking a whole glass of water with sea salt every morning until it became a habit that I didn't have to think about. When that became a habit and I wasn't even thinking about it, I just do it every morning, I started incorporating stretching into my morning. When that became a habit and I stopped thinking about it, I started incorporating 1 scoop of protein powder every morning before I had my coffee. When that became a habit, I started incorporating going to the gym. So you see where I'm going with this. When you start incorporating small, tiny changes, and that becomes something that you do without even thinking about it, like flossing or brushing your teeth, you move on to the next thing. Eventually, you're going to have so many amazing habits that were built up, you're not even going to realize how much you've changed, but the people around you, they will.
Here are 20 life hacks I know at 58 that I wish I knew at 30, part 2. Not married or pregnant by 30? Chill. Life isn't a group project. Enjoy your sleep while you can. Schedule self-care like it's a meeting. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't happen. Good lighting is everything for makeup, Zoom, and life. Splurge on sheets and shoes because if you're not in one, you're in the other. Romanticize your routines. Candles while journaling, glass of wine while cooking. Yes, please. Drink the water. Your skin will thank you, and so will your joints. Trust your gut. If it feels off, it is. You don't need a second opinion when God is the one talking to you. Unfollow people who make you feel less than. Protect your peace. Don't just keep a to-do list, keep a done list. It is a beautiful way to see how far you've come. Start the retirement fund early, compounding.
Quietly cheering every healthy choice you make today. Number 4, they became comfortable saying one tiny word, no. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Then it becomes absolutely magical because every no to something draining is a yes to something that actually matters. Number 5, they chose consistency over perfection. Forget the perfect morning routine. Forget waiting until Monday. Successful women don't ask, am I motivated? They simply ask, what's the next small step? Tiny actions, repeated long enough, become extraordinary results. Number 6, they protected their mind. Not every headline deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Some women said limiting negativity changed their lives more than any self-help book ever did. Turns out, peace is hard to hear when your phone never stops shouting. Number 7, they invested in themselves first, learning new skills, reading, trying new hobbies, traveling, even taking a walk alone. The best investment wasn't always financial. It was becoming someone they genuinely enjoyed spending time with. Number 8, they practiced gratitude, even on ordinary days.